G'day guys, and welcome here to Winton Motor Raceway, where we are here for Hi-Tec Oils Drift AllStars Round 3. Beside me today is Matty Kavanagh. We've been here watching the action, mate. How have you found it so far?
Dan Mackey, it's been some intense qualifying here so far. The practice yesterday, the qualifying, we come back this morning, a little bit more practice. They're fine-tuning their art, and they're getting better and better each lap.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. Lots of practice yesterday, and then we had the pro qualifying, followed up by the Pro-Am qualifying. The guys did really well. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But for now, we're going to get on to the championship points and just see how they're tracking. As we start off, we've got Pro-Am, mate. Pro-Am, we've got Brian Cruikshank leading. He's got a narrow 21-point lead over Sam Mudge, Matt Murphy, Jory Burkroff, Jason Hendon, Nathan Ranson, and Bo Gagliani, and Nick Clippen in rounding out the top 8 there.
Yeah, look, the New South Welshman, Brian Cruikshank there, doing a fantastic job in that BMW. It's just really fine-tuned. I mean, no surprise that he is actually a chassis builder as his day job there, because the 1.5J in that is on song. We know he's got a new car coming as well.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's some new stuff in the pipeline from all over the place. We're looking forward to Brian stepping up to the pro category, mate. I believe you've got the pro points for us to run us through on those.
No surprise, there are 2 from 2 so far. Brodie Mayer now leading the championship, coming out of the round number 2 at the Bend in South Australia. Matt Harvey, so the 2 Tasmanians there, 1 and 2. Then it goes down to Jason Ferrin, who's come out in that beautiful R31 wagon. James Abbott, a familiar name there in 4th position. Then goes Glenn Omerod in 5th. 6th is Moa Hawley. 7th, Dale Campaign, who's only done 1 round, so that's impressive. And Brendan O'Grady, Bog O'Grady there in the 8th spot.
Some have made it, some haven't made it. Qualifying earlier, we saw Joe Egan taking out the Pro-Am Championship. But with me today, we've got Dale Campaign, who, as you just said, has only done 1 round. He's already in the points in the top 8. Dale, pole for you today, top qualifier, mate. How was your runs?
Yeah, it felt really good. I think the main points I got was on my first run. We put down a semi-safe one, but still went pretty hard, and it was enough to get the first position. So, yeah, very happy with that.
And, mate, there's been a bit of fun and games for you in practice today as well. How's the car feeling? Obviously, a great run yesterday to put it on pole, but you had a bit of an incident in practice this morning. Give us a bit of a rundown about what went down.
Yeah, we were trying to get into the battle zone and really start pushing hard, and we got a little bit too close and got a little bit stuck behind Aaron Jouar. And as he transitioned, it kind of sucked me out wide, and we went straight through a water barrier and did a fair bit of damage. But the crew did an amazing job to get it back together. The car's feeling good. We did a few runs after that with Shembry, and everything feels good. So yeah, can't wait for the battles.
Awesome, mate. We look forward to seeing you out in the battles. You always battle really, really well, really, really strong. We're going to catch up now with Damien Cook and the championship leader, Brodie Mayer, down in the pits.
So we're down here with Brodie Mayer. Brodie, #1 in the championship. What a season it's been. Over from Tasmania. But, mate, the car's not looking good. She's had a rough weekend. Bit battered and bruised around the sides. We saw you out last night with the string lines and trying to get her somewhere pretty underneath. How's the car and how are we looking?
Yeah, obviously yesterday didn't go to plan. Actually, pretty much everything that could have went wrong pretty much did. But all the guys come together, like massive thanks to all the drift community. We had parts coming from everywhere. And yeah, look, we squared the car up best we could. And now the car's doing really good. So hopefully we're in a pretty good spot for the battles today. We didn't qualify so well. We still had a few bent parts and issues and stuff going on. But look, I think we'll battle forward, hopefully.
Sure. So the mindset of someone on top of the championship, where do we go for today? Are we trying to conserve those points? Are we set to kill?
Oh no, we're set to kill. Yeah. 100%. I mean, it's a 5-round championship. You know, we went well on 2, but still, there's 5 rounds, so there's no point to start conserving now. So yeah, we'll be driving 110% today for sure. Yeah,
typical Brodie style. We love it. Who's your first battle?
Up against James Abbott. So I don't know what's going on there because we'll verse each other like all 3 of the rounds. But yeah, he totally throws down, so it should be a good battle.
Brilliant. No worries. Good luck, Brodie, for the weekend and continue on this excellence in the championship.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Righto, sitting down here today with Patrick Barley, reasonably new to drifting, I guess, 21-year-old from the Northern Territory. Pat, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the sport and why you wanted to come down the drifting avenue.
Yeah, so my introduction to drifting, I was actually sitting at Speedway, which was the motorsport of my previous choice. And yeah, I've seen the pro drifters come up to Darwin for the first time, and yeah, sitting on the fence there watching everyone. Just had to be a part of it. In 2014, back when I was 14 years old, decided to give it a crack.
And tell us a little bit about the car.
Yeah, so we decided to change things up a little bit from the old S13. And yeah, decided to pick a chassis that's still relatively current in the scheme of things. And they're becoming the new Sylvia in America. We've seen over the last couple of months, so decided to put our own taste on it. We've got some odd engineering in there from our dirt track knowledge, and got to try something. The sport's not going to go anywhere if no one's trying new things.
Let's talk about this year. Bit of a rough start to this year. Still ironing some teething problems out, but showing some improvement. Definitely got the ability there. Just, what's been going on? How's this season been going for you?
Yeah, I think because we radically changed the core foundation of the car and how things work. We went from a very known package to the opposite extreme. We were putting quick ratio racks in it. We were changing up suspension. We were running different tire sizes to normal and just trying everything. And we've found some things that have worked. There's other things that just need to be ironed out a little bit further just to give us that consistency and the smoothness.
And to kick off our top 8, it's going to be Dale Campaign. Battling against Scott Shembry in the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series, and issues there for Scott Shembry, and the car straightens up, and Dale Campaign continues on strong through the final quarter, and a big advantage to him. Scott Shembry coming back after round 2. They've had to do a lot of repairs on this car. We check out the Trias replay. Dale Campaign, big angle in the first corner, and Scott Shembry side by side with him. It's here when they go through the transition as Scott gets off the power and lets the car switch back, and it just does not come back on power. So issues there for Scott Shembry in the Hi-Tec Oils 350Z. We'll wait and see. That might be something that he can fix inside the car. Hopefully he can. Well, he's going to take it on. In the lead, he doesn't have to get off the accelerator now. Big power there from the twin turbo 350. Look at him go. Nails it. Stays hard on the power. The accelerator mashed to the firewall. And look at the smoke show. The blaze unit is back. And somewhere in the background is Dale Campaign. Shembry spins out over the final line and pulls it up parallel with the wall. And there'll be a moment there where everyone takes a big breath. Let's check out the Trias replay. This one's going to be one to watch on board with Dale Campaign as he's smoked out, but he manages to stay there, just guessing where Shembry's going to be. Has to straighten a little bit on that corner. This final corner, though, let's check this one out. Shembry, huge amount of angle, and turns the car around. And for a moment there, Campaign goes through the smoke, and he will get the win out of this one. I'd say that's from the lead run that Dale Campaign had earlier. Unfortunately, the chase not on for Shembry. Aaron Jawar's back though, the big LS-powered Jawar monster, and look at it smoking the tyres off the line. Skevis has a bit of work to do in this one. Jawar just on and off the throttle with ease. It just got power whenever he wants it. Drives away from Skevis. Nothing wrong there from Skevis's chase run, but Jawar just with the power and grip. Look at the gap that he can just open up here on the Trias replay. You can just hear him modulate the throttle nicely. Doesn't leave Skevis much room there, I think, on turn number 2 either to put his nose in. Might be a bit of a deduction from the judges. We'll wait and see how they see that one, because now Skevis is going to get the chance to lead. Jawar, a very different animal when he's got to chase down. We've got to slow the car down. It loves being up in the big RPM, but what will he do? Skevis and his unfamiliar car with the RB power. He loves the SRs, but he's got RB power on board this weekend and starts to drive away. This one's going to be close. I can't call this one. Both cars doing phenomenal lead runs. So we check out the Trias replay. Get on board with Jawar. The bright orange cockpit there, and listen to the LS power on board. Hardly touching that accelerator in the right foot with the onboard camera. This was a good battle between these two, and by the slimmest of margins, the judges have ruled Aaron Jawar the winner out of that battle. Here we go, Matt Harvey, who's been so strong this weekend once again. Can he get back onto the podium where he's used to being the Tasmanian? Jason Ferrin coming off a podium at the last round. Wow, how close was that? How close on the transition as Ferrin stays in the back. He's wide, he's got a wheel off on the dirt, but he holds in there with Matt Harvey. Did not get off the accelerator for Ferrin. Really risking everything in the wagon there. Wants to go through to this next round. We're in the top 8 at the moment. Wants to make the top 4. Look how close that was. Just exchanging a little bit of paintwork maybe there. The slightest amount. Nice lead run from Matt Harvey. Clinical once again from him. This time though, it's going to be Jason Ferrin to lead out. We know how fast he likes to go. Over 500 kilowatts of barra power on board, no drama. To haul that R31 around the corners. Harvey sticking it to the door as Ferrin starts to drive away a little bit. Opens a gap up coming out of the final couple of corners. And nothing wrong with what Harvey did, but maybe Ferrin just a little bit faster there and maybe an advantage as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. They go through the gears and Ferrin just throws it in with a whole heap of angle, but look at a squat down, those Tri-Ace tyres being tortured by the wagon. But it grips up and slingshots it out of the corner here. Opens up a little bit of a gap on Matt Harvey, transitions a little bit later than Jason Ferrin. And there we go, Jason Ferrin with the advantage and will get the win out of that battle. Glenn Omerod is going to take the lead now over Brody Mayer in our top 8. Brody Mayer, uncharacteristically tough run this weekend. And Glenn Omerod, well, he's just been putting back-to-back clinical runs together, doing exactly what the judges wanted to see. And look how close that was in the transition. The Connect Electrical 86 laying down a solid lead run, and Brody Mayer taking it to him. As we check out the Tri-Ace replay, he looks over Brody Mayer, just trying to get his proximity right, looking for that back quarter. Throws it in. Just has to use a little bit of handbrake. Right up on the back corner, staying out of the smoke. Good chase run there from Brody Mayer, as you can see, very comfortable. The car just wanted to go exactly where he wants to put it at the moment. They had quite a bit of damage on this car to fix up this weekend. This time though, Brody Mayer, we know how fast the Bonnie Energy S13 can be. Throws into turn number 1. Omerod has just stepped it up this weekend, and look at it. Mayer just opens up a tiny bit of a gap on Omerod. Stuck there in the smoke, and Glenn Omerod will manage to get that chase run done over Brody Mayer, who's really just got back on track at the moment after qualifying this weekend. And look at this as he goes into the turn number 1. Nice amount of grip there. The car transitions nicely. Huge angle there as he throws it back, but leaves the gap there for Omerod to close down if he wants to straighten up a bit. And taking a huge scalp that time, Glenn Omerod getting the win. Now we move on to the top 4 for our Hi-Tec Oils Pro Series, and Dale Campaign will be taking on Aaron Dewar. This one's going to be a really tough battle, and Jason Ferrin against Glenn Omerod in that very agile 86. Here we go. How fast does Dale Campaign want to throw it in this weekend, because he knows he's got Aaron Dewar on his tail. No drama for speed there for Dewar. Look at the S14 gripped up and all the power that he needs. The mullet just going in the wind under the helmet. Stays right with Dale Campaign through that drift. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Campaign knows what he needs to do. He needs to be very, very fast. And look at the angle from Dewar in the background. Dale Campaign, though, with a nice transition. He just lost him a little bit there, Dewar, in that transition. Unfortunately, opens up a gap now for Dale Campaign, who maintains his line. Be the slight things that the judges are looking for. It's not what they're doing right, it's the little things that the drivers are doing wrong. So that one's going to be very tough to pick, but maybe a little bit of an advantage there for Dale Campaign as we switch over lead drivers, and the tyre smoke already coming off the back of the S14 of Aaron Dewar, and Dewar Performance LS powered car. Number 13, look at the smoke screen he's putting on. Campaign gets the wheel up on the inside, keeping that proximity. Look at him, they go door to door as they come over the final corner. Dewar so fast in that car, but Dale Campaign not letting him get away as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. We're on board with Dale Campaign. Already up in tyre space for Dewar. They do the transition. He doesn't know where he is. He just has to transition and hope that is where Dewar is, but he mimics everything. So they head over the final corner, and it's the difference in the proximity there, I think, through turn number 2 where they do the transition. We'll wait to see what the judges say. It's a one more time. They're going to go again, and we love seeing these two go at it again. Aaron Dewar chasing him down, not letting him get away this time. Look for the transition. Dewar, too much angle, stalls the car out, and Dale Campaign keeps on going. Aaron Jouard manages to get back on track there. That was really good from Aaron Jouard there, just to come out of that where he really stalled the car out and get that speed back on, showing the amount of grip the car has as we get on board with Aaron Jouard in the chase run. It's here, he's got a lot of angle there. Yeah, look at the grip as he stands on the accelerator. Just catches back up to Dale Campaign, and it's a luscious mullet, isn't it, that hangs out the bottom of that helmet. We can see there on the onboard shots. This time Aaron Jouard is going to lead us out, Dale Campaign. Oh, he's so sideways, Jouard. He doesn't have to throw it in there to get it sideways with the wheel spin. It's gone. And now the smoke screen's on. He didn't change tyres between these runs either. I'm so surprised they've still got tread on them. And Dale Campaign is so confident here this weekend. He is just staying right beside every competitor, no matter how much smoke they put out. Let's look on board here with Dale Campaign. He can't see anything at that stage. Now he's right up on the back corner. It's where you've got to be to know where the car in front is. You get too far behind, you lose him in the smoke, and it pays off for Dale Campaign as he gets the win, and we'll move on to the battle for number 1 again. We'll have to wait and find out. Next up, though, this one's going to be who's going to be his opponent. Jason Ferrin taking on Glenn Omerod, who leads us out in the Connect Electrical 86. And Glenn Omerod, that is so agile, that 86. Jason Ferrin with a much larger, bigger wheelbase car there. But look at the speed it has. It just has so much grip. I know they've been doing a lot of work with the Acostal setup there from Jason Ferrin. As we check out the Trias replay, nice angle there from Glenn Omerod in the 86. Jason Ferrin puts the nose in the gap, and look at the transition there. It just mimics him perfectly. Again, look at the wagon. The attitude as the weight shifts on it. You can see the suspension movement. Glenn Omerod doing absolutely nothing wrong, but Jason Ferrin really taking it to him as the chase car. Can Glenn Omerod do the same to Jason Ferrin? As Ferrin leads out this time in the R31. Big speed again. Glenn Omerod now just needs to get up on the door. He's got plenty of quarter to catch up on. There he goes. Look at him side by side with Ferrin. They transition back, but up over the hill, and Ferrin starts to open up the tiniest of gaps. And will that be the difference, the tiny difference in the chase run as we have a look at the Tri-Ace replay? Look at the amount of smoke coming out the back of Jason Ferrin's barrel wags. Glenn Omerod for a moment there in turn number 2 got right up on the back quarter. It's a big purple quarter, you can see it. And look at that, he is a happy, happy driver there, Jason Ferrin, as the arm comes out the window. And Jason Ferrin will get the win to take on his mate Dale Campaign in the final.
Yeah, Jason, got the snap, got the emulation, got the smoky boy. We're through.
All I need now is a working clutch.
Yeah, well, maybe we don't fix it. Mate, what a ripper. We've got Aaron and Dale still out, anticipation's still there. You're in the show, you're up there for top 2, this is it.
Yeah, will we get the snail, or will we get the
Smoky boy?
The smoky boy, that's the question.
Either way, it's going to be a ripper battle. Congrats, you got still, the clutch is still coming down.
Clutch is still going. I honestly did not think we'd make it past the top 16 of our first battle. So massive shout out to the clutch. And I've also got a shout out to all the mamas out there on Mother's Day. You got the 3 boys there, and Danny look after them right now. They're amazing. So let's do it for them. Let's do it.
Worst case scenario, what happens at the end of the day?
No matter what happens, we'll be getting on the beers at that pub with all the boys, having a good time.
That's it, mate.
Well, now we look at our Hi-Tec Oils Pro category, and of course the battle for 3rd position is going to be between Aaron Jouard and Glenn Omerod, and the final between the mates, Dale Campaign taking on Jason Ferrin, the tortoise and the hare. We'll have to wait and see how that one unfolds. Right now, though, the battle for 3rd position here, and Aaron Jouard, the big LS taking on the very nimble 2J powered 86 of Glenn Omerod, and look at Aaron Jouard trying to drive away with huge pace, and Omerod not going anywhere, going through the smoke and emerging out the other side alongside him as Jouard lays down the power and tries to get away from him over the top of the hill, and there it is, the red 86 in the background. The Tri-Ace replay will show it here. We're on board with Glenn Omerod. It's got to be ominous when you can see how sideways the car is off the line and still accelerating away, but Glenn Omerod risking it all and just staying into the throttle there, not wanting to let Aaron Jouard get away. Nice proximity there, very hard to do against someone like Aaron Jouard, because if you get caught in that tyre smoke, so hard to see where you're going. Check it out as we slow it down there. Just grabs the handbrake from Jouar for a second there. Angles it in, gets a nice transition, but he's up over the ripple strip, and that is going to be interesting from the judges there because the lead car needs to leave a little bit of room for our chase car to get the nose in. So our judges will be looking at these slow motion replays and trying to figure out who they're going to give the advantage to in that run. Glenn Ormerod will lead us out now though. And Aaron Jouar will have to make up, I think, for that little indiscretion we saw on the lead run. Ormerod throws it in nicely. There's a little bit of room for Jouar, who's got no drama with speed. The transition there, he's early. Jouar doesn't get a lot of angle there in that transition. Maybe lost a bit. Not comfortable with the pace. Glenn Ormerod, though, nice and clean as they go over the top of the hill and finish off this battle. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Let's get on board with Aaron Jouar. Just so easy for that car, isn't it? It's barely up in the RPM until he gets into the first corner. Just having a look here. He does want on the angle a little bit late there for Aaron Jouar. No drama as he puts a smoke show on for the crowd here at Winton Motor Raceway. Our battle for third position here in our Hi-Tec Oils Pro category, and who will take the win? We'll wait and find out. Our judges are deliberating as we check out another Tri-Ace replay. They are side by side at this point. Nice transition from Glenn Ormerod where we see Aaron Jouar just a little bit late on that transition. He's shallow, Glenn Ormerod, on that second corner, but not as shallow as what Aaron Jouar was in the previous lead run. Our judges looking at every tiny detail, and the win will go to Glenn Ormerod in the 86 and a podium. He's going to be super happy about that. The friends are going to go at it. The tortoise and the hare now. Dale Campaign leading out over Jason Ferrin. You decide who is who. Look at Campaign laying down big speed there, and Ferrin staying with him. No surprise, he'll be pushing him for every little inch on the racetrack. Oh, Ferrin there transitions early. Gets caught up for a second. Oh, no, contact made, and Ferrin will go off into the tyre barrier. That is going to be interesting on board because I think a little bit of contact made, but after the finish line, these two guys are taking it door to door. As we check out the Tri-Ace replay here, Ferrin throws it in, a little bit of handbrake to pull it up. Doesn't want to make contact like last round. They transition nicely here. Campaign leaves the gap there. Ferrin doesn't need to use it. He's right there. They transition back, but he gets shallow here and he hits the ripple strip and it unsettles the big R31 wagon. He's right up on the quarter there, and I think as Dale Campaign comes out of that one and Scando's back, just a little bit of contact made with the front of Ferrin's car, and can't do much about that once you hit the grass out there and he slides up. We see part of Dale Campaign's bodywork just flying off, and big impact there into the tyre wall there for Jason Ferrin. And that looks like he will not be able to get that car back out, and Dale Campaign by default will take the win now in round number 3 here of the Hi-Tec Oils Pro category. And if we look at the championship points after today's competition, Brodie Mayer maintains his lead there on 287 points. Jason Ferrin now in second position. Matt Harvey in third. Dale Campaign moving up in fourth. Anybody could take the win as we head into the next round. Right now, though, let's go down to the podium and celebrate with our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll let them pop the champagne. All right, let's go up here, and of course, that means that in third position here after that tight battle is going to be Glenn Ormerod in the 86. Come and get all this stuff. Look, you got a big check, mate. Hold on to that one. You got your skateboard as well. Look, run us through the Connect Electrical 86 has been on song all weekend.
Yeah, it's been great. Dave's been keeping it up to date. The tyres have been going good. Fuel ready to go. Just happy Mother's Day to Mum. This one's for you. And yeah, just big thanks to Connect Electrical, Custom Craft, Swifts, Rocky Cano, and yeah, big thanks.
Now, Jason Ferrin and the keeper Reed R31 Wags. Come and get your stuff, mate. You've stepped it up again. You've gone up one more position than you did from the bend, and a big smile on your face still.
Yeah, so I got a little headache right now, but apart from that, I had a great day. I didn't expect the clutch that was playing up, and we managed to make it last the whole time. We were normally sending it in fourth gear, so we had to drop it back to third, but it still kept its pace, the old girl, and had a great time.
Dale Campaign! Big smile on your face, mate.
Yeah, this is awesome. Definitely not the way you want to go through. Just glad Jason's okay. I think he just got a little bit close to me on the transition we connected, so we'll have to look on the replay. But yeah, big congrats to him. He was so fast through that section. Yeah, who knows which way it would have gone.
Well, after a big weekend here at Winton Motor Raceway, the championship is getting so close at the top of the table. Next off, we head to our penultimate round of the series at Queensland Raceway, round number 4, the 16th and 17th of July. We can't wait to head north to the warmer weather. See you there. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome today to the pre-show for the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series, which is coming your way in just 1 week's time, the 17th to the 19th of March, down at Winton Motor Raceway to kick off a huge series. Of course, we've got 6 rounds of racing across 4 different states. It's going to be absolutely fantastic in 2023, and of course we finish things off at from the 24th to the 26th of November down at the iconic Calder Park. What a huge year it's going to be. Joining us on today's show, we've got drivers from the RX8 Cup. We're going to catch up with Tom Shaw and Justin Lewis. We also catch up with the young guns from the TA2 muscle cars, Josh Hayne, Brad Gartner and Jackson Rice. We're going to catch up with Ross Wood, who drives in the Australian Super TT Championship, and our 2023 technical advisor for the series, Jeff Gretsch. Our first guests on the show today are going to be from the RX8 Cup, our reigning champion, of course, Tom Shaw, and series sponsor and competitor, Justin Lewis. Welcome today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Tom, you're the current champion of the RX8 Cup at the moment. What are you looking forward to in 2023?
Yeah, really looking forward to this year. We've got a great year ahead, plenty of rounds, and it's great to be involved in the Super Series. Through the RX8 Cup, through Yellow Express, this is huge for the category to be a part of a series like this. So really looking forward to this year. We've had a great first round at Phillip Island and can't wait for Winton.
Tom, your dad was very involved in starting the RX8 Cup throughout Australia as well, so there's a fair bit of pedigree sitting there in the background. What's it like when you race alongside Dad and when he's in the pits there helping you out? How much pressure does that put on you as a driver?
Yeah, he's great. It's awesome to have that bit of background and history in the family. He classifies himself as a legend, and a lot of other people do, so it's awesome to have him as a father, and yeah, it's great to work with him as well in the car, and just going racing together is special. It's great to be part of the same family and doing what we love.
Tom, not only do you get behind the wheel of these RX8s, but you're also involved behind the scenes. You are actually the media manager for the series. What does that involve behind the scenes and obviously talking to the sponsors?
It's a big role. I've got a day job, but I really enjoy doing media as well for the RX8 Cup. This year, the last few years, I've sort of done as a hobby, and it hasn't been as professional. This year with a major sponsor as Yellow Express, it's now on the more professional and serious side of things. So my job's become more critical as well as driving. I like to enjoy the media side of things as well. So it's quite critical working with the Super Series and Yellow Express this year that we can really promote RX8 Cup as a one-make formula and get the best out of the exposure we've been given this year.
Let's have a chat with you now, Justin. And not only are you competitive in the series, but you're also one of the sponsors. Rookie year last year for you. You're just getting your way around the RX8s. What's that going to shape up for you in 2023?
Absolutely. Sort of midway through last year, all the gear, no idea. And I've had the time of my life. And, you know, more to what Tom was speaking about, this category has got some magic dust about it. And it's very exciting to be a part of it. And so also a very easy decision to come on board as their major sponsor as well.
Well, let's have a talk about your business, Justin. Obviously being a great supporter of the RX8 Cup, tell us exactly what Yellow Express is.
Yellow Express provide a man and a big van on demand. So in short, you book us like you would an Uber, 3 easy steps on the app. And yellowexpress.com.au, it's all pretty straightforward.
Well, this weekend we head into the first round of our Hi-Tec Oils Super Series at Winton Motor Raceway. Tom, you've been there before. You've had great success at the end of last year. It's where you clinched your championship. Tell us a little bit about the Winton track and how you enjoy it.
Oh, look, Winton's a great track, and as RX8 Cup, we love going there. It's a great venue, well-run event. For the competitors, we're looking to have a great field again this time round. It'll be round 2 for our series. Winton's got a lot of character. We love racing there. If we can get a field of 20 plus, it's even better. A lot of nice corners there, a lot of straights, a lot of speed for our cars. When you can have 2 to 3 cars going in to turn 1 wide and try not to touch each other, no panel damage at all. It's just, it creates a real spectacle to watch.
And obviously with the RX8 Cup being a controlled formula out there, Tom, we see some really tight racing out there on track and so many competitors joining the series over the last few years. What is the significance of joining something like the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series, not just from a competitor's point of view, but also from your media manager point of view?
It's absolutely massive. There's so many advantages. To run through them, it'd take us hours. But just the exposure it's going to provide the category. We're trying to build. We've been running for 5 years now as RX8 Cup. Yes, we've run at state and national level. I'd classify more state rounds with New South Wales. So we're trying to expand into that, like nutting out that we are definitely a national category. And so joining the Super Series provides us that awesome TV package. To me, I'm just trying to tell our competitors how good this deal is going to be, how much exposure we'll receive, and all the other positives that come with that.
And Justin, as a sponsor, how fantastic is it, not just for yourself, but also for the category of racing, that this is going to be live on TV for everyone to be able to enjoy?
Look, absolutely. I know motorsport and the promotion of motorsport is sometimes a tough gig. When I looked at the numbers and what Tom's done as far as the social media is concerned and what they've done with the category, to me it was like a no-brainer to support the category. And also what I've found is also the supporters of motorsport, and also the supporters of the RX8 Cup are very loyal supporters. And you know, it's kind of like having lots of people out there that sort of that enjoy that there's someone come on board like a marquee sponsor like Yellow Express, and yeah, we've already seen results. So no brainer.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the show today. It's been great to get your insight into the RX8 Cup. And look, we're looking really forward to what round 1's going to bring us. I can see you guys are on the edge of your seat too. You're going to be going door to door out there. It's just 1 week away. Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And joining us next virtually on the show is going to be the stalwart of the Super TT racing and a competitor in 2023, Ross Wood. Welcome to the show, Ross.
Thanks for having me.
Have you ever had the opportunity to be involved in a series like the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series coming up?
No, I haven't raced any national series stuff. I've done interstate Super TT stuff, but nothing national.
And the Super TT Series covers a wide array of different sizes, different types of cars, Ross. Tell us a little bit about the car you're going to be competing in this year.
Well, I've got a Nissan Skyline. It's got an RB25 engine in it, stroked out to about 2.8 litres. It's rear-wheel drive, has about 450 horsepower. Yeah, and it just been built up over the years. I've had it, 18 years now. So finally getting close to having everything the way I want it. So yeah, it's reasonably competitive. Be interesting to see how it goes in the National Championship.
Since the announcements of the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series late last year, Ross, there's been a lot of interest in the Australian Super TT Series and a lot of people wanted to get involved. I mean, you've always had strong state championships in New South Wales and Victoria. What's it going to be like to travel with the car this year and be part of a national series?
Yeah, that's right. You know, generally we've had our Victorian Super TT and the New South Wales Super TT, and occasionally we've sort of met up in the middle, either at Wakefield Park or Sydney Motorsport Park or Winton. But this gives all of us an opportunity to step up to a national level and go to a couple of tracks that we've never been to before. So, you know, it should be a good class and category to run in throughout the year. 4 meetings for the year is not too much. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
And Ross, for the people at home who haven't heard of the Australian Super TT Series before, tell us a little bit about the 4 different classes in the race category.
Well, you start off, you've got under 2 litre treaded and slicks. Look, basically the rules and regulations are pretty straightforward, so long as a road-going car at some stage during its life. You know, if the engine's under 2 litres, you can either run slick tyres or treaded tyres. And then the other categories you've got is over 2 litre slicks and treaded. Once again, if your car's a turbo and above 2 litres, obviously you're above the 2 litres and turbo, or V8 or whatever you want. So yeah, there's quite a number of cars in each category. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how it all goes and how many we get throughout the year.
And with a sponsor like Hi-Tec Oils coming on board for the Super Series, what's it going to be like for your category to be able to race at different tracks, big crowds, new fans, and live on TV?
Look, it's just a good platform all round. You know, as I've always thought about it in the past, but thought it was a bit of a pipe dream. It's been great with all the Hi-Tec on board for the year. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes.
Well, Ross, we thank you for joining us today here on the panel show and taking up a little bit of your time to find out more about your category and how excited you are about the 2023 season. Thank you for joining us.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me.
Don't go anywhere. After the break, we've still got to catch up with our young guns from the TA2 muscle car. Josh Hayne, Brad Gartner and Jackson Rice, and our series technical advisor, Jeff Gretsch. Welcome back to the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series pre-show for round number 1. Our next guests on the panel are the rising stars of TA2, and joining me in the studio is Jackson Rice and Josh Haynes, and virtually Brad Gartner. Welcome to the show, gents.
Good, mate. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you, Jackson. Last year you were a rookie in the series. Tell us a little bit about your background in motorsport.
Yeah, so we started in karts at 6 and sort of progressed from there. We were really fortunate to have a pretty successful karting career. Then we stepped up into cars, just running around at local sprint rounds. Then stepped up into essentially like a Super TT series. Ran that for a little bit. Unfortunately, COVID put sort of the brakes on it, like I think for everybody. So we actually had a couple of years off, and then was really fortunate to step up into TA2 last year, and yeah, it was really good. And in the 2022 series, you had your first round win. Yeah, it was. So the last round of TA2 last year was our first win, third for the round. You know, we sort of progressed over the 12 months to build up to the point where I think we had a really good team around us. You know, was feeling pretty comfortable in the car, and you know, it was really good. And I believe you've got some exciting new sponsorship for this season. It's really exciting to have Petters on board, as along with Oralful, Vinyl Wraps and Snap-on as our major sponsors for this year, so that's really exciting. And to you, Josh, you got involved in motorsport very similar to Jackson there. Tell us a little bit about how that evolved and what other racing you've done.
So, similar thing to Jackson, we started go-karts around the age of 6 or 7, practicing in some car parks in Canberra, and then we finally got to hit the track. And then obviously, over time we've progressed. We won a state title in go-karts, which was pretty special to our little family team. And then from there, we kind of didn't know where we wanted to go with our racing. And we saw the opportunity to go to the AllStars Series, which again is a one-make series, which is something me and my dad are really into. We kind of take pride in the categories we get involved in. So the AllStars was a really good start for my car career. Hopped in there, learned a lot, met a lot of great people. We made the decision to go to TA2, got the car just before we went into lockdown, so it gave Dad and I the opportunity to have a bit of a tinker in the garage while we're waiting to get on track. And yeah, we came out last year with a bit of a bang, put it on the front row next to Nash Morris, which was really special to be up against such a big name, you know. And then unfortunately, we were pretty unlucky with mechanical dramas all throughout the year, but in saying that, we came away with one round win at the Bend, a couple of podiums, a pole position, and yeah, learn a lot because it's obviously a lot different to a front-wheel drive Pulsar. So, but yeah, coming into this year, we're really excited with a new car, a great bunch of people around us. So yeah, looking forward to it.
And I believe you've actually got some new support in 2023 as well as a new look on the car.
Yeah, so coming very soon we'll be doing a livery reveal. I've got 4 main sponsors, like some new ones that have hopped on board this year, which is Simon at Beaches Sea-Doo. It's been great to have him jump on board. We got Herzog Steel in Canberra. They're a massive, massive support of me. Car Bids and All Bids in Canberra as well. We've also got SOS Recruitment who have hopped on board this year, which is really great. And also Elvin Group, who's been following me since I started my car journey. So it's really great to have these great people on board.
And now turning our attention to Brad, you also started your motorsport at a very young age. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, so I started dirt karts when I was 7 years of age, just something to do because couldn't start racing cars till I was 10. So, like Lucendale, just local tracks around here. As soon as I turned 10, we joined Speedway. So it was just Daihatsu Charades and Datsun Sunnies and XLs, different models and whatnot. And raced that throughout Victoria for 7 years straight. Won a few Victorian championships through there and, travelled Australia through Perth and everything. So that was pretty cool. And then got the opportunity to go drive a V8 powered late model for someone in South Australia up at Murray Bridge. And that was a great experience. And then just thought I wanted to take my career probably a bit further. So we joined the Hyundai XLs and lucky enough to get a few early wins, just with our family team as it has been my whole career. And then racing with Lee Stibbs in XLs, he had the idea of coming to join TA2, just such a great category. And we joined forces with Mike Badeau and got the truck and got the shed and just really enjoyed it.
And Brad, what can we expect when you roll the car out of the garage in Winton next weekend?
Yeah, so for round 1, it'll look pretty similar to last year. We haven't really got all our sponsors sorted fully yet, but we've got some big ones, Kaztec Rural Suppliers and PPHS Livestock, Mike's Beef Jerky, and a heap of the guys that have been supporting me for years throughout my whole career.
And guys, I have to ask, what's it going to be like competing on track against each other this season? Let's start with you, Josh.
I think it's going to be a very interesting year because, we're all so eager to go home with the win. But no, I think we've all got some respect for each other. I was literally talking to Brad on the way up here on the phone. So, there's obviously a difference between when you're off the track and on the track. But yeah, we've got our respect and we'll rub some doors, but we'll be nice to each other.
And your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, no, I sort of tend to agree. I think this year's going to be a really exciting year, especially with these boys and how competitive the TA2 field should be. So I'm really looking forward to it. And as Josh said, I think we've got a large amount of respect for each other. So it'll be interesting to see, on track and off track. But I'm really looking forward to it. And I think this year's going to be a tough year for the championship. But yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting for on track racing. So.
And Brad, what are you expecting out of the series this year?
Yeah, no, super excited to join the Hi-Tec Super Series. And, you got 3 young lads, all 19 years of age, becoming great mates. And we all started last year with a bit of early success. So it's going to be great to head around Australia and a lot of tracks, Calder Park and Hidden Valley, Morgan Park, never been there either. So it's going to be such a fun year. Yeah.
Brad, in Darwin, of course, we've got 2 drivers in 1 car, which is going to be an exciting new format. Have you decided on a co-driver yet?
Something in the works. I was thinking of a lot of people. You want to be fast, but you don't want to wreck your car. You want to have someone that's willing to chip in and help out. Yeah, have a lot of fun on the way as well.
It's great to be joined in the studio here by the upcoming talent in TA2, and we thank you for your time, gents, for being part of the series. We can't wait to see what you're going to bring to the on-track action this weekend at Winton Motor Raceway. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Bring it on.
Cheers. Thanks for having us.
And our next guest, who will be joining us virtually, it's fantastic to have him joining the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series as technical advisor. He's well known amongst motoring enthusiasts in Australia. Welcome, Jeff Gretsch.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Jeff, you've got a lot of years and a lot of experience in racing and being around these types of vehicles and these different categories of racing. It's going to be absolutely fantastic to have you as part of the team in the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series.
Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty excited about being involved in the Super Series. I think it'll be good. A lot of good categories, and hopefully work around with all those categories and try and help out wherever I can. And it'll be good to hang out. Good to be back in racing.
Jeff, we look at the calendar throughout 2023. It's going to be absolutely action-packed. But one of those tracks that we're going to go to is very iconic down there in Victoria, Calder Park.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Back in the day, and look, that was a ripper little track called a park. Very close racing, a lot of action, a bit like Winton, to be honest. But then, you mentioned all the other tracks nationally, and I think I really do. I'm excited about the Hi-Tec Super Series because I think it fills a big void in Australian motorsport, and you can see that by the entries. They got good categories, and I think it'll be really good. I think it's got a lot of growth potential, that's for sure.
And Jeff, with this new role, it's going to give you the opportunity to hang out in the pits, talk to the category managers, talk to the racers, and really grow the series, the motorsport, the categories, and assist with sponsorship.
Yes, that's right. I think the categories that are on the series are very well known, absolutely. But it's like everything, the various category managers will want to grow their grids, and take some changes on board as they think they need them. And that's not for me to suggest a change, but just to help. If I can advise with any idea, that certainly will interest me. And just being around talking, even the drivers, obviously TA2 is fairly exciting, and they look great, they sound great, and you've got a lot of up-and-coming drivers coming through them, and in progressing on, obviously, into the higher categories. But certainly being around all that really fills a void for me. I'm getting on in motorsport now, so it's good to have an involvement, but more on a helpful involvement rather than going too berserk with major changes to anything. So yeah, no, I'm looking really forward to it.
Jeff, we look forward to the opportunities you're going to bring to the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series in 2023, and we can't wait to see you trackside in just 1 week's time down at Winton Motor Raceway.
Yep, I look forward to it too. Thanks again. Cheers.
We need to thank everyone who's joined us on the panel show today here as part of the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series. Of course, it all kicks off for round number 1 in just 1 week's time at Winton Motor Raceway, Friday the 17th to Sunday the 19th of March. Next up, we head north to Darwin, Hidden Valley Raceway, round number 2 from the 29th of April to the 1st of May. It's a long weekend up there. We can't wait to enjoy that one. Round number 3 kicks off at Queensland Raceway from Friday the 2nd to Sunday the 4th of June. And of course, we stay in Queensland and race just 1 month later, Saturday the 8th to Sunday the 9th of July at Morgan Park Raceway. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. Round number 5, we head to Sydney Motorsport Park from Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th of October, and then we finalise this series down at Calder. It's going to be great to be back there at Calder Park Raceway, Friday the 24th to Sunday the 26th of November. That brings us to the end of today's show, and we've got a huge year coming up for the Hi-Tec Oils Super Series. Can't wait for you to join us, whether it be trackside or watching us live on TV. It all kicks off next weekend, Winton Motor Raceway.